Hello everyone for a double battle report of Elathain Soulraid against the Gorechosen of Dromm. And past Friday I sat down at the club to try out a new concoction for Elathain featuring Pillage and Plunder and, instead of my beloved deadly synergies, Blazing Assault. Now, this will be far too soon for the Alas tournament this weekend, but I aim to tune it for the Benelux Clash at the end of March tournament. And one thing, being the aggressive trigger-happy player that I am, this will be a test of nerves for myself to resist the all-out infiltration into enemy territory, yet also be just a tad aggro to score the other cards. Facing me were the Gorechosen of Dromm with Blazing Assault and Reckless Fury, a warband that when I play aggressive elven builds doesn't scare me that much, as I can usually run circles around him. But now I have to let them come and count on defensive cards and such while delving around, and the amount of stagger tokens that will load onto my figures. Which soon started happening as I began delving works on my half while the Gorechosen approached. I managed to keep a relative safe position in this first round of the game, but the Gorehulk and Dromm himself lingered just on the edge of putting in a charge. Which the Gorehulk duly did. But nobody messes with Juneclaw, as the crab blocked the attacks. Tamil snuck around the Hulk and wounded Dromm, who was about to be finished off by Elathain, but of course rolled that crit on his one dice, surviving the strike of the Idenef. The round ended as such, as a 5-4 for the Soulraid, as I was on his Garanis token, but that leader should have been dead. Instead, he got priority, and it was my leader that fell to the smashing attacks of the Shatterer of Worlds instead. Tamil tried to take him down, and you can guess what happened. Another one dice block, as the troll managed only a lonely single success on 4 dice, pushing him but not out of the game. And when Spinefin was then duly killed, I knew it was game. His leader surviving twice, once on Standfast and once on a whiffing, was just too much to overcome, and now his 3 damage dealers could begin their shenanigans as they had inspired. Furin managed to push Herax off the token, and I made a mistake here by forgetting to give her an upgrade that could have killed him, which is kind of typical, I guess, in the first time playing a deck with a band. You're trying to pay attention to so much things that you miss others. And Herax bravely legged it instead, but failed to kill Tamil. And the Gorechosen were now 10-12 in the lead. That's 4 points that slipped through my fingers by dice rolls and a mistake. Do. While the Gorehulk took out Juneclaw, Tamil put him down with his spear, but of course the beast returned on 1 wound and smashed the troll to a pulp. At least he would give up his glory at the end. He charged Furin, who survived and struck back with 3 dice on swords. Fuck you, Gorehulk! Now that I had to roll earlier on the attacks with Dromm, goddammit. But it was not to be, and Furin failed to defend against Dromm's slaughter even with her standfast reduction. The result was 17-17, and had she survived, the Aqua would have tipped the balance in my favor as I couldn't be pushed, but the Gorechosen pulled a minor victory due to being the only ones with a model still left on the table. And we still had time, so, well, we set up for a second game, and this time on a Spidewood board as my opponent got to choose, and he's now started the whole lay down tokens affair and everything first. Now, from halfway round 2 onwards, I forgot to take pictures with people asking questions and everything, and I'm just putting all that I have, in between this bit of brabbling. It was a very one-sided affair. The first round ended at 5-5, and then, believe it or not, Dromm again escaped with a standfast of being killed after a barrage by Tamil, who then fell, Furin and Elathain. Elathain was put down, and he had 3 defense dice at that moment, and Furin eventually followed as I couldn't take his leader down anymore. He went to hunt for Spinefin to score Unrelenting Massacre as well with his Gorehulk, and after that round 2 had a still doable 10-12 deficit. I ultimately and heavily lost 13-19. Did I make mistakes? Surely. And not in the least part that in an effort to keep my normal infiltrating aggression at bay I played perhaps too defensively, opting to delve and get staggers too quickly for glory. In hindsight, I should have gone in more fiery and let the minions do the needed delving instead, going for the medium run instead of the quick gain, like I didn't before at the Halle event, and that worked out way better. Well, still got some time to either fine-tune or go back to the Synergies Pillage combo instead, or even go Pillage Nexus perhaps before the Benelux Clash end of next March. And with the update, well, my Shadeborn are royally screwed over, but as this deck needs still so much tuning, I'm kind of going to take them to Alas next weekend. Hopes are low, and I count myself out for the contention for the top spots, let alone the golden ticket at that event, where I expect a lot of elite aggro genre, Dromm, Jaws, Iron Soul, Emberwatch. And I lost those rerolls I needed for surgical strike deck that I had built, which can't afford to botch even a single attack against those sorts of warbands. Maybe I'll just take Sirenia along and do some hammer tiding. But for Benelux Clash, we will be prepared, charged up, and ready to do a throw for the crown. So, see you next week when I will be reporting on how I fared at the Mines of Lost event. And, well, in the meantime, I will try and get some more games in before the Benelux Clash. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a finger up. You know the whole things, comments. Help me beat the algorithm. The regular ones. And until next time, keep rolling those crits. Unless you're playing against me. Bye-bye. For watching this video, and if you want to support me, check out the link tree above for all my channels so you can have a look there, or my affiliate links, so there's a little kickback to the channel for more content. And if you really like, you can always buy me a coffee. Thanks and bye bye.